On the 15th of August 2024, after nearly 16 months in build, we finally had our narrowboat Badger craned into the River Calder at Thorns Wharf in Wakefield. We cruised up the Aire and Calder navigation to Lemonroyd Marina at Methley, where we stayed for 5 weeks while we finished emptying our house and moving on to the boat. In mid-September, we officially began our continuous cruiser lifestyle and set off towards the Leeds-Liverpool Canal. We spent a couple of days and nights in Leeds city centre before heading west, stopping at Kirkstall, Rodley, Appley Bridge and then Saltaire. After spending a few days there, we cruised to Bingley and did the Bingley 5 rise, the steepest staircase locks in the country, and one of the 7 wonders of the waterways, and manned by volunteer lockkeepers. We then went to Skipton, stopping at Silsden and Kildwick on the way. And near the end of October, we then cruised to Gargrave, which is at the northernmost tip of the Leeds and Liverpool Canal. After a final 11 locks, we were at the highest point of the Leeds-Liverpool Canal, and after stopping at Barnoldswick and Salterforth, we then did our first tunnel. We had a lovely 2 weeks at Barrowford before moving in the snow and heading downhill through Lancashire. A frozen canal in Burnley meant we only travelled a few hundred yards because we had to move, but then got frozen in for a few days.
You okay, Colin? Okay. Colin's restless. Karen's nervous. Richard's nervous.
In December we reached Hapton and a few days later reached the halfway point between Leeds and Liverpool. Exactly halfway between Leeds and Liverpool. It's only taken 2.5 months.
There, we're close to Liverpool.
Yep. Passing quickly through Blackburn, we spent a few days at Riley Green, then Wealton, whilst we waited for lock repairs to be completed. We travelled south through Chorley and spent a sunny Christmas in Adlington before visiting friends and family in Yorkshire. By the 2nd of January we had itchy feet again and did a lovely late afternoon cruise to Hague Country Park near Wigan. We needed to get down the Wigan flight before they closed for weeks of repairs, so ended up going down in the ice with the help of a couple of CRT volunteer lockkeepers, and we couldn't have done it without them. It was icy underfoot and the lock mechanisms were frozen, but we got down and then spent the next few days frozen in. We were heading for Liverpool, but discovered the Liverpool Link Canal didn't open for another couple of months, so we turned round at Apley Bridge and headed east towards Manchester via the Bridgewater Canal. Going over the top of the Manchester Ship Canal. Wow. At the end of January, we reached Castlefield Basin and celebrated my birthday. After a few days of city life, we went through Manchester on the Rochdale Canal and reached the land of low bridges, deep and narrow locks on the Ashton Canal. At Portland Basin, we turned right onto the Peak Forest Canal towards Marple. We were booked to go up the 16 locks of the Marple flight. However, on the day, the arm of Lock 2 broke minutes before we were due to go up, so we had to abandon it. After a couple of days, we turned around and backtracked a few miles as we needed diesel and a pump out. While entering the marina, 6 months to the day from moving onto our narrowboat, I celebrated by falling into the canal. So we're learning to slow down while we wait for the lock to be repaired. We go on a good walk with Colin every day, and he's become quite a star at getting over stairs. situation.
Whoa!
Overall, Colin's adapted really well to boat life. He loves meeting people on the towpath and loves going to the pub where he gets spoilt by staff and customers. We both take turns at driving, but Richard does most of it at the moment, especially the tricky bits. We try and move on dry days, but sometimes it's not always possible. Richard's in charge of boat maintenance and can often be found down the engine hatch or in his potter's cabin. We've both been down the weed hatch to clear the propeller of plastic bags, fishing line and vegetation.
Alright, I see what you mean about daylight, okay.
I'm in charge of research, planning, navigation and lock management. Also bridge management and stopping traffic, for up to 20 minutes in this case. Colin also helps at locks. And we love having the time to cook lovely meals and bake. So far we have been on 7 canals and 2 rivers, been through 128 locks, some of them more than once, opened 44 swing bridges and 2 lift bridges. Travelled through 4 tunnels and stopped at 51 mooring spots. We've also met up with quite a few friends and family on our travels so far, so if we're passing close to you, we'll make an effort to get in touch and hopefully meet and have a catch up.